Welcome to The Perspectives of the Bible, a channel dedicated to taking an extraordinary journey through the rich, complex, and multidimensional landscape that is inhabited by biblical narratives and teachings. We feel a genuine excitement and pleasure to welcome each and every one of you who are joining us on this enlightening adventure today. If this happens to be your first time tuning into our channel, we encourage you to take a brief moment to click that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up to express your support for the content we provide. Activate the notification bell, as it will ensure you stay fully informed about all our upcoming and engaging content, which promises to be intellectually stimulating and will span various topics pertaining to faith, spirituality, and the intricate philosophies that guide our lives. Today's video focuses on a particularly fascinating and thought-provoking subject that promises to greatly expand your horizons and illuminate your understanding in ways that you may not have previously considered. The title for our exploration today is Timekeepers of Faith: How Ancient Calendars Shaped Biblical Traditions. It is necessary to recognize that calendars do far more than merely keep track of the passage of days. They encapsulate profound cultural, social, and religious meanings that reflect the lives of their users. When viewed through the lens of biblical traditions that are rooted deeply in rich cultural histories, we can gain insights into how these systems of time management have dramatically influenced the interpretation, evolution, and very growth of biblical traditions over time. Join us as we embark on this captivating exploration that seeks to uncover how these ancient calendars have greatly impacted not only the growth of religious traditions, but also shaped our current understanding of faith into a far richer and more complex experience than we might have previously imagined. This analysis will take us through a myriad of different dimensions related to the calendar systems that were utilized by various cultures and communities within the biblical narrative, stretching back into the deep recesses of history. Throughout the vast tapestry of human history, many different cultures have partaken in a relentless quest to understand and measure the multifaceted flow of time. Across an array of various civilizations around the globe, peoples have consistently engaged in meticulous observations of the natural world that surrounds them, marking the significant shifts in days, months, and years as they navigate the intricate complexities of life's experiences. Early societies were heavily reliant not only on their communal knowledge and experiences that were meticulously amassed over countless generations, but also engaged deeply with the stunning movements of celestial bodies. These celestial bodies, such as the stars, the sun, and the moon, served as guiding lights, aiding ancient peoples in their quest for understanding and meaning. Their vigilant observations led them to develop sophisticated and varied calendars that were tailored specifically to their unique cultural and environmental contexts. Take the beloved and traditional Hebrew calendar as a prime example. This calendar embodies a unique lunisolar structure, intricately intertwining the complex phases of the lunar cycle with the solar cycles to establish the months and seasons that were essential for agriculture, societal events, and myriad other aspects of life. This carefully constructed system does more than simply track time. It also serves as the backdrop for a multitude of cherished biblical narratives, illuminating to us the importance of agriculture, community festivals, and the social life that thrived among the ancient Israelites and their neighboring peoples. As we immerse ourselves in the complex mechanisms of how the Hebrew calendar operates, we will discover a well-structured web wherein crucial events were not assigned randomly or arbitrarily. Instead, these significant moments were skillfully woven into a circular timeline that connects the ordinary experiences of daily living with the extraordinary divine significance held within the context of faith. This transformative framework fundamentally altered the way people perceived their world, their approach to life, and their intrinsic identities. Celebrated festivals such as Passover, Shavuot, and Sukkot transcend mere notions of religious occasions. They act as significant historical markers overflowing with rich communal memories and reflections that are deeply tied to the annual agricultural cycles. Each festival therefore brims with insightful layers of meaning, carving out vital spaces for the formation of collective identity while consistently reinforcing the profound relationship of the Israelites with both the divine and the intricate world surrounding them. On a broader scale, the harmonious interplay between lunar and solar cycles played a crucial role in facilitating essential agricultural practices that were foundational for the survival and prosperity of these ancient peoples. Successfully growing and harvesting crops necessitated a comprehensive understanding of timing, ultimately forging a deeply intertwined connection between their profound faith and the daily labor that was required for sustenance. The God depicted in the Bible is not merely a distant, ethereal figure who administers laws from a lofty distance. Instead, he is depicted as being intimately involved in the earthly lives of his people, serving as the Lord of the harvest. This portrayal demonstrates a deep interwoven relationship with the natural rhythms that govern not just their daily lives, but also their spiritual journeys, culminating in a shared experience of sincere devotion, labor, and gratitude for the cycles of nature that critically impacted their existence. Furthermore, it is fundamental to consider the intricate and ongoing dialogue that transpired between the Israelites and neighboring cultures, a dialogue that continually influenced biblical traditions and narratives over time. As the Israelites found themselves deeply immersed in a variety of interactions, including cross-cultural exchanges, trade practices, and even extended periods of captivity and exile, their concepts of time, as well as the calendars they adhered to, inevitably adapted and evolved in response to these transformative experiences. These formative interactions exposed the Israelites to a wealth of diverse cultural practices and traditions, enabling them to absorb, adjust, and, at times, critically challenge the influences they encountered, all the while remaining steadfast in their firmly held faith traditions. This complex blend of influences adds rich layers of complexity to their understanding of time and spirituality. So, prepare yourselves for an enlightening and thought-provoking journey as we delve even deeper into the ancient calendars that dictated not just the measurement of time in and around biblical cultures, but also the very essence of faith and identity among biblical peoples. Grasping these timekeepers reveals profoundly insightful connections to the intricate biblical narratives, significant events within the religion, and the stories of those who walked these lands centuries ago, ultimately enriching our contemporary understanding of the past and its implications for the future. Stay with us as we explore these remarkable themes together, and get ready to deepen your knowledge and appreciation of how timekeeping is not just a practical tool, but an integral part of faith and spirituality. Having thoroughly laid the groundwork by developing a comprehensive understanding of the vital role that calendars played in shaping ancient societies and their spiritual lives, let's take a deeper dive into the remarkable ways that these essential timekeepers have influenced biblical traditions throughout various ages and contexts in which they were intricately woven. The ancient Israelites, steeped in their reliance on lunar, solar, and agricultural cycles, utilized these intricate calendars expertly to delineate sacred moments throughout their lives, infusing unique significance into what might otherwise have been perceived as the humdrum of ordinary days. The Jewish calendar, primarily characterized by its lunisolar nature, sharply diverges from purely lunar systems by making careful accommodations for the solar year, which is of utmost importance in aligning both agricultural cycles and significant religious observances. This remarkable synergy enabled the Jewish people to nurture their agricultural practices while simultaneously honoring their revered religious festivals in accordance with the established yearly cycle, making each passing day a meaningful reflection of their intricate beliefs and esteemed traditions. Consider, for instance, the deeply significant observance of Passover, which is celebrated during the vibrant spring months. This holiday possesses ancient roots that intertwine tightly with the agricultural cycles centered around the seasonal barley harvest. The significance of this ancient holiday transcends not only the act of commemorating pivotal historical events such as the Exodus from Egypt, but is also intricately tied to the seasonal rhythms of nature that delineate when and how to celebrate these sacrosanct milestones of faith. As lunar months typically oscillate between 29 and 30 days, the precise timing for such festivals relies heavily on sharp, observant attention to the phases of the moon. This commitment establishes an enduring connection between the ethereal yet tangible religious significance inherent in these observances and the natural world that sustains them, ultimately enriching the experience for the community as they engage deeply with both their cherished traditions and the ever-changing rhythm of the seasons. In a similar vein, the Feast of Tabernacles, known as Sukkot, serves as both a harvest festival acknowledging the bounty and abundance of the land, and a poignant reminder of the Israelites' arduous journey through the wilderness toward freedom and divine guidance. This dualistic significance emphasizes the profound bond that is established between the changing seasons and spiritual observance. Sukkot serves as a beautiful illustration of how ancient calendars functioned as cohesive frameworks that bolstered the psychological, social, and spiritual identity of the community. They effectively instilled a rhythm in their lives that was at once practical and profoundly enriching, providing a consistent sense of continuity and connection that echoed through generations. Additionally, the segmentation of time into sacred versus secular intervals represents a pivotal cultural cornerstone not only in Judaism, but throughout religious practices experienced worldwide. Take, for example, the Islamic calendar, which operates unreservedly on a lunar scale. The Islamic holy months, such as Ramadan, are celebrated worldwide through fasting, reflection, and acts of charity during this spiritually significant time. These observances shift through the solar calendar, inviting Muslims into moments of fasting, prayer, and introspection that vary seasonally across generations. This reality directs our collective contemplation toward the notion of constancy amid the passage of time. While natural seasons may evolve and change, the essential spiritual markers threaded within numerous traditions remain steadfast. They serve as vital connections to God, the community, and a grounded sense of shared faith that transcends individual experiences. This intricate blending of historical events, divine interactions, agricultural practices, and lunar cycles reflects a crucial understanding that timekeeping in these ancient faiths was never merely a mechanical process of monitoring the endless progression of days or seasons. Rather, it served as one of the essential instruments crafted to enrich religious life, identity, and community cohesion. Calendars became vessels through which adherents could not only measure the quickening passage of time, but also seize opportunities to renew their commitments to tradition. This ultimately bestowed transformative and enriching experiences to individuals and communities alike. Each festival and season presented moments for thoughtful reflection, deepening their collective memory while solidifying the intimate bonds not only between communities, but also the divine narratives that consistently connected them across the expanse of generations. This beautiful interplay contributed considerably to a shared sense of destiny and purpose that achieved a deeper appreciation for life in all its facets, particularly through the lens of faith. In our detailed examination of the pivotal role that calendars held in biblical life and traditions, we must also take into account the significant influences exerted by other civilizations that shaped the ancient Hebrew calendar system throughout its historical journey. The Babylonian exile emerges as a critical historical marker, one that introduced various solar and lunar elements adapted from Babylonian culture into the Jewish timeline and spiritual experiences. The experiences endured during this defining period of exile not only enriched the understanding that the Jewish people held concerning their experience of time, but also deeply diversified their religious practices and observances for generations that followed this transformative period. For instance, various texts emerging post-exile display an evolved comprehension of time encapsulated in concepts such as the Jubilee. This celebratory year, observed every 50 years, is characterized not only by the noble themes of emancipation and restoration, but also emphasizes community ties, forgiveness, and social equity. The Jubilee, in its construct, is fundamentally rooted in the cyclical understanding of calendar years, layered with themes encouraging social justice and fostering communal harmony within Jewish life. This compelling narrative highlights that the intricate nature of time can inspire and motivate faith to inspire transformative actions within personal and communal life. Another fascinating aspect of this ongoing dialogue surrounding calendars involves the genealogical continuum threaded seamlessly through biblical texts. This becomes particularly notable in how biblical genealogies and historical narratives intertwine with distinct understandings of time and historical context. Key figures such as Abraham, Moses, and David embody significant epics within biblical history, and their compelling stories are anchored in specific years or momentous events that shape their cultures, beliefs, and communities. The narrative-driven structure of biblical writing continually honors these temporal markers, skillfully illustrating how ancient individuals perceived their lives and histories along the timeline of sacred events dictated by their calendars and long-established traditions. This profound intertwinement of historical narratives and spiritual beliefs elucidates that calendars served as much more than just timekeepers. In essence, they acted as storytellers chronicling the evolution of faith and identity across the generations. Ancient times served as a vast canvas where the theological dimensions of history, creation, exodus, prophecy, and covenant were richly illustrated and explored in the context of faith. When communities gathered to observe these sacred moments and rituals imbued in their calendars, they not only reinforced their personal identities, but also fostered a renewed commitment to their overarching collective faith narratives, creating a vivid tapestry of faith that has been woven through the ages. Additionally, the prophetic literacy that is evident throughout the Bible often draws significantly upon shared calendrical constructs that resonate powerfully with audiences across different periods of history. Prophets frequently reference specific seasons, feasts, and festivals, embedding their spiritual messages within cultural timelines that are readily understood by their audiences, reinforcing the intimate connections between time and spiritual interpretation. As we engage in thoughtful discussions surrounding major biblical events and the profound messages conveyed within them, we invariably find ourselves returning to these calendars which provide essential context, while establishing a strong, vibrant correlation between faith, culture, and the historical continuum. This rich history reveals how timekeeping has evolved into a sacred art form, one that honors remembrance while intertwining divine narratives with human history across ages and generations. ultimately enhancing our understanding of how each aspect contributes intricately to these interconnected narratives. The profound relationship between calendars and biblical traditions continues to evolve, particularly in how it is observable in the interpretation of prophetic texts as religious scholars and thought leaders delve deeply and rigorously into their meanings, contexts, and implications for various faith communities. Many scholars contend that a robust understanding of time is essential for uncovering deeper meanings hidden within prophetic writings. These texts often reflect not merely declarative statements, but also dynamics that arise from the rhythms established within their calendars, showcasing how the very fabric of time informs spiritual insight and understanding. For example, the Book of Daniel includes precise timelines associated with various kingdoms, providing significant prophetic proclamations that present a detailed and intricate tapestry. This positions spiritual truths alongside historical frameworks, highlighting the great importance of time within biblical thought and reflective practice. As we journey further into the New Testament, we discover further amplification of this significant relationship between time and faith. Jesus Christ is frequently referred to as the fulfillment of time, connecting the dots between deeply rooted traditions and his transformative teachings. Through his life, teachings, and dynamic interactive dialogues, he powerfully illuminates the core significance inherent in the Jewish calendar, offering fresh perspectives regarding common understandings that were so familiar to many during his earthly ministry. The discussions surrounding Sabbath observances, for instance, during his time, redefine the very essence of rest, renewal, and a deepening relationship with the divine. He encourages communities to embody love and mercy within their daily practices, prompting a reciprocal experience of the divine love bestowed upon them. Moreover, following Christ's ascension, a new church calendar emerged that established timelines closely anchored to pivotal events, celebrating milestones like Christmas and Easter. These significant observances eventually developed into foundational linchpins for the Christian faith. They established a compelling framework that resonated deeply with believers, allowing them to chart and commemorate their spiritual journeys within a fresh understanding of time. This salient shift underscores the capacity that faith communities possess to reformulate their understandings of calendars in light of evolving spiritual insights and practices, enriching their individual and collective experiences, while fostering deeper connections within their community. Each community's journey through these sacred timelines continuously recognizes the rhythms of grace as well as the seasons of renewal that offer believers ongoing opportunities to connect anew with divine truths while nurturing their relationships with one another and expanding their connections to the wider community. The modern Christian church draws tremendous inspiration from these ancient calendars, merging rich historical layers with contemporary applications that hold multifaceted meanings. Observances serve as vital guideposts, providing believers with crucial moments to remember Christ's sacrifice while grappling with its relevance in their ongoing journeys of faith. Thus, whether through the Jewish year of Jubilee, focused on cycles of forgiveness and restoration, or through the Christian Lenten season dedicated to reflection and repentance, the timekeepers of faith remain integral to shaping core beliefs, cultivating hope, and urging societies to thoughtfully engage in introspection. They foster renewed commitments to spiritual and communal pathways that celebrate the profound legacies of past generations, showcasing enduring ties to sacred histories that shape our identities today. As we draw our exploration into the rich and intricate relationship between ancient calendars and biblical traditions to a meaningful conclusion, it becomes abundantly clear that timekeeping has always served a purpose that surpasses merely practical necessity. Timekeeping stands as a vital conduit through which faith is eloquently and vibrantly expressed, as communities are thoughtfully woven together over the expansive narratives of their lives. Ancient cultures, particularly those residing within the Near East, understood deeply the importance of marking the passage of time with sincere spiritual observance. They interlaced the cyclical reflex prevalent in both lunar and solar calendars to illustrate not just the inexorable passage of time, but also the divine orchestrations that underpin existence itself and nourish life in its entirety. For instance, the profoundly significant Jewish calendar is deeply imbued with religious significance, where the months are distinctly marked by various moon phases, and the year is punctuated by vibrant festivals that commemorate pivotal moments in their shared historical narrative. Through these essential celebrations, such as Passover and Yom Kippur, communities not only remember defining aspects of their past, but actively re-engage with the rich, intricate narratives of their faith. This engagement creates powerful spiritual resonances that echo throughout the generations, forming the very foundation of their collective consciousness. These observances serve as constant reminders of their enduring covenant with God, beautifully illustrating how ancient practices surrounding timekeeping intricately weave themselves into both theological and spiritual realms. imbuing meaning into every passing day. Moreover, these ancient calendars facilitated the creation of a cohesive rhythm to life, transforming mere days, weeks, and seasons into a harmonious dance that beautifully balances individual agency and the concept of divine remembrance. For example, the Sabbath, thoughtfully observed on a weekly basis, provides a sacred pause within the swirling dynamics of everyday life, inviting individuals and communities alike to reflect, recharge, renew, and restore their connection with both themselves and their spirituality. In our modern world, frequently characterized by its frenetic pace, distractions, and competing priorities, this cyclical return to rest and reflection has evolved into a vital aspect of sustaining spiritual well-being, fostering beneficial relationships between body, mind, and communal togetherness in ways that holistically enrich lives. When we reflect on the extensive influence of these calendars, it is crucial to acknowledge that they shaped not only the lives of individual believers who honored their principles, but entire communities as well. These calendars forged bonds and created unifying experiences across generations through established traditions and shared observance. The communal aspect of timekeeping is strikingly prominent during harvest festivals and various agricultural practices, nurturing gatherings that embody the unity of faith, purpose, and collective joy among those who partake in these rituals. This communal observance generates a feeling of belonging, a celebrated identity, and a shared responsibility, reinforcing the bonds that tie entire communities together in faith, tradition, and compassion for one another. In conclusion, delving into the study of ancient calendars and their quintessential role in biblical traditions illuminates immensely valuable truths about the deeply rich human experience that weaves us together over time. They poignantly remind us that time transcends mere measurement. It is meant to be thoughtfully lived, actively engaged with, and filled with intentionality rooted in faith and community. Observing sacred days and seasons enriches our understanding of our own place in the vast tapestry of the universe, while also highlighting our enduring relationships with the divine that beckons us toward both nostalgia and hope. As we embark on our own lives, reflecting on how we measure, mark, and engage with our time may lead us to profound insights about our individual faith journeys and the ways we interconnect within our communities. Let us carry this knowledge and appreciation into our modernity, remaining ever mindful of how the cycles of time ripple through our spiritual practices and daily routines. By doing so, we contribute to a tradition that honors both our past and our future while embodying the profound, transformative wisdom encapsulated by these ancient timekeepers of faith, enriching our collective experiences in remarkable and deeply meaningful ways. As we reach the culmination of our exploration into the significance of ancient calendars and their intersection with biblical traditions, it is vital to pivot our attention toward the contemporary implications of these ancient practices within our current cultural context. What truly valuable insights can we extract from how ancient cultures approached the profound concept of time? First and foremost, their philosophies underline the undeniable necessity of rooting ourselves firmly in traditions that enhance our spiritual awareness and deepen our comprehension of the very essence of life itself. The cyclical movements of nature serve as a profound and ever-present reminder that we exist within something far more comprehensive than our isolated individual selves. They guide us toward recognizing significant moments amid our hurried lives, moments that merit pause, reflection, and a more robust, enduring connection with our inner spiritual selves alongside the divine presence that consistently surrounds us all. Looking ahead, our next episode promises to be equally enriching as we embark on an engaging exploration of a specific tradition that descends from these ancient calendars: the observance of the Sabbath across diverse cultures and communities throughout history. We will meticulously investigate the evolution of this sacred time over the centuries, examine its varying significance within distinct faith communities today, and uncover the invaluable lessons that this observance offers to each of us in enriching our own spiritual journeys and practices. We are excited to extend a warm invitation to you and encourage your active participation in this exploration, as it promises to unveil deeper insights into yet another facet of how timekeeping shapes our experiences of faith and the interpersonal relationships we cultivate within the vibrant tapestry of spirituality. Before we conclude, let's take a moment to honor the astounding richness of diversity that exists within religious customs concerning the measurement and observance of time. Each unique tradition encapsulates a treasure trove of history, wisdom, and spirituality that has resonated powerfully through the centuries, serving as guiding lights for communities facing various challenges and struggles throughout their numerous journeys. Let us remain open and receptive to learning from one another's practices and perspectives, acknowledging the undeniable truth that the human experience of faith possesses myriad expressions, all interconnected through our shared experiences of time and existence within community. If you found immense value in this thorough discussion regarding ancient calendars and their influential impact on biblical traditions and, indeed, on our present understanding of such practices in the modern world, we wholeheartedly urge you to subscribe to the Perspectives of the Bible channel for more enlightening, thought-provoking content coming your way in the future. Don't forget to tap that notification bell, ensuring you never miss an invaluable update from our channel as we continue to explore these intricate themes together. We genuinely appreciate your unwavering support, enthusiasm, and engagement as we look forward to journeying through these profound themes alongside you as a shared community. Thank you immensely for accompanying us on today's exploration. We sincerely hope that this in-depth investigation into the Timekeepers of Faith has inspired you to reflect on the myriad ways in which you engage with time and traditions in your own life. Until we meet again, continue actively exploring your own unique spiritual pathways, treasuring the meaningful moments that unify us all in faith and across communities, facilitating connections that are deeply rooted in shared beliefs and values which resonate powerfully